Well, here we go. Day 2 of the Bassmaster Elite Series season here at Toledo Bend, the Gamakatsu Bassmaster Elite. Here is your top 10 as we're going to send them out in just a few moments for Day 2 action. Kiyoya Fujita brought 31 pounds, 3 ounces to the scales yesterday. Rookie Robert G, 29 pounds even. Pat Schlapper, terrible practice, but it did not translate to the tournament. 27-4 for him. Luke Palmer, Stetson Blaylock, Cody Huff, they round out our top 6, and they will be the ones on camera today. Kobe Krieger, Jordan Lee, Ben Milliken, and Wesley Gore just out of camera range, but all over the 22.5-pound mark. If you're just joining us this morning, welcome to the Facebook Live pre-show brought to you by Brite. We're excited to kick off our season at Toledo Bend. Normally, Such, we are in the state of Florida to kick it off, but we are kicking off the 2024 season in the state of Louisiana, Manny, Louisiana, to be specific. And we have a huge body of water right there on the border of Louisiana and Texas. Is Toledo Bend, 186,000 acres roughly, over 1,000 miles of shoreline, a very deep lake, and one that's full of timber, Such.
Yeah, and we thought they'd do a little bit better, but there was a slow start, and they came on, though. We had 25 bags over 20 pounds. We got the 30. We got 4 guys on pace for century belts. Some big fish, a couple 9.5 pounds. We haven't seen the 10, but maybe today. Everything's warming up. That
may be the deal today. We mentioned Kiyoya Fujita's at the top of the leaderboard. We'll see him fishing today live. We'll see some other guys as well, but you were talking about the big fish at the weigh-in. I think we had a 9.6, a 9.7, and then a 9.8 weighed in. Brian New holding the Phoenix Boats Big Bass of day 1. As we take a look at Manny, Louisiana, Cypress Bend Park. That's the takeoff location this week, a great host for us. If you've never been to Toledo Bend, you have to go there at some point and check out Cypress Bend. It's a great place to host a tournament. There's a great venue just below mid-lake on Toledo Bend, but very close to all of the great fishing water that we will see. I think we saw a couple people yesterday, Such, take a right out of takeoff and go north. I think we'll see most of our guys on camera today go south at a certain point in their day at minimum.
You heard some people say they took that north turn and were not happy with it after their day. A lot of the guys were congregated in certain areas that really produced.
It did seem like we had some of the best shallow water anglers in the sport yesterday on Bass Live, and it just wasn't quite happening. They've got their theories on why it did not fire shallow, even though the recipes are all there. So we'll keep an eye on if throughout the week that shallow game transpires. As we take a look at our top 10 after day 1, rookie Wesley Gore from Alabama, 22.5 pounds. And then we have another rookie, Ben Milliken, 9th place. We saw him on Bass Live, and right when we ended the show before weigh-in, he caught another big one to stay inside the top 10. A newcomer to the Elite Series a couple years ago, made a departure but is back. Jordan Lee. Kobe Krieger had a giant yesterday as well, kept him in the top 10. He's in 7th place. Cody Huff, he has 2 victories on this body of water in 2 different levels of circuits, and he is 6th.
Couple big keepers there.
Stetson Blaylock, yes, one of the closest Elite Series venues that he's going to have to himself in Arkansas this year. Only 4 hours away from his home, and he is in the top 5 after day 1. Luke Palmer, 2023 Santee Cooper champion.
That's a 9.6 there, Ronnie.
Keeping pace in 4th. Pat Schlapper from Wisconsin. He seems like you dubbed him the Big Fish Master, Such, and he came through on day 1 for you.
Yeah, he kept reeling them in.
And then we have a rookie sitting in 2nd place, Robert G. from the University of Tennessee. Jumped in the Opens last year, qualified for the Elite Series, 2nd after his first day on the job. Meanwhile, they're all chasing Kiyoya Fujita, 2nd place in Rookie of the Year last year, 7th in Angler of the Year.
Big 8-8 on him. We got 8 rookies in our top 26, Ronnie.
And all 9 from the Opens are in the top 40 after day 1. We'll get into that and more. But one of those rookies we had yesterday, a phenom. Everyone's excited to see him on the Elite Series, and his fan base was happy to watch him reel him in yesterday. 22+ pounds for Ben Milliken. It wasn't easy for him. He did get into a little bit of a groove there in the afternoon. He ended up catching another 4-pounder or so, and then bookended his day with a 6-pounder. So really about 14 or 15 pounds came in 3 fish for him.
As soon as we left the air, Ronnie, he catches his 6-pounder, then calls again with another 4+.
A couple people said that the late day flights may have helped them. You know, we saw an extra bonus big one or two come in for guys who were fishing while others were checking in.
And guys were reporting fish were starting to head up too.
Something that it was unique though, when we look at the overall leaderboard, 4 of our top 6 anglers are in the last flight today, so they were the first flight out yesterday. We'll keep an eye on that, if there is more of a late day bite today or not. This was what we left you with. When we left Bassmaster Live, there was still a little bit more time for Milliken and others to fish, and this was the one that put him over the top to keep him in the top 10.
That one, guys. We need another one like her too, but we needed that one.
He is known as being a big fish guy, a big bait guy, but this time of the year at Toledo, he said he just does not feel as confident in the big bait compared to the April time when we were in the Bassmaster Open last year when he won. So that slight change in weather and progression of season will determine his bait selection this week.
He wasn't the only guy who saved his day late in the afternoon. Now, today we got the wind switching. Ronnie's coming from the north. It may not be as high as yesterday.
That is one thing that we were worried about. Day one was the wind out of the south on what it would do, but it seemed like it was decent in the morning. Some guys did report that the afternoon it was a little dicey. But today, calmer skies. We take you through our rules of the game. If you're new to the Bassmaster Elite Series in 2024 or tournaments in general, day 1 and 2 of this 4-day event is the full field, all 103 anglers. And then we make it to the weekend. We'll cut it down to the top 50, and on the final day, day 4, we'll have the top 10. One of those guys who's currently in our top 10, Stetson Blaylock, talked to us this morning.
Good morning, here we are. It's good to have a camera in the boat. Day 2, I feel like it's going to be a different day. You know, one thing, it's always about weather, but we had a really strong southwest wind yesterday. Today we have a fairly strong straight north wind, so it's gonna make it a little different. Protected area a little bit from the north wind, so I'm not too worried about that. But there's other guys in the area that I caught most of my big fish, so it's going to take a little bit of patience. It's going to take some good focus and just relying on our active target today. To me, that's what it's going to take to be able to get the bag we need. But it's good. It's good to start the year off strong. Day 1 had a really nice stringer, so if we can do it again today and keep putting ourselves in contention. You know, winning these blue trophies is tough to do, and anytime you have a shot inside the top 10, you want to make it all you can out of that opportunity. So here we go, day 2.
Well, he joined us last Saturday for the Ouachita Open to cover it live on Fox Sports 1 with us. And we said, when we departed, we said, go get your boat and head south for practice at Toledo. Maybe we'll see you soon on live. It only took 1 day of the season, Such. He's on camera day 2 of the year.
He was kind of excited, he said, to not be starting in Florida, put a little twist in. I think some of the better anglers really like the mixing up and having to figure things out.
April will be fun for Florida. That is when we're going to go there. But we are currently in Manny, Louisiana for day 2 of the first event of the season. We may see some guys shallow at some point. Whether they're using electronics or not, the fish are heading that way for some anglers. So we may see some shallow water techniques come into play, even with electronics influenced. But
was it another day of warming, Ronnie? They were really talking on stage that another day of warming could be bringing them shallow now.
Yeah, and the highs each day don't seem to be getting dramatically higher, but the lows in the evenings aren't dipping as low as they were. There was frost and sometimes freezing temperatures throughout practice for the overnight lows, but last night I think it was in the 50s. Should get up to the 70s, maybe 80 degrees today. Lack of wind, though, will change it up for some guys, and this will make it prime conditions for others.
Yeah, we heard some guys say that because of yesterday's winds, they couldn't fish the spot they wanted to fish. We ended up having 96 limits out of 103. There were 14 fish shy of everyone getting a limit. The average was about just a little under 3.5 pounds. It was pretty good.
We will see some big fish today at Toledo Bend. Everybody kind of was just getting situated yesterday. You don't want to mess up your season and put yourself behind the 8 ball early, so day 1 is in the books. Now here we go for day 2, and our coverage will begin. The full show on Bassmaster.com. If you want to watch commentary from the likes of Tommy Sanders, Mark Zona, Such, and myself, Davey Height, Dave Mercer, we will be on Bassmaster.com at 8 a.m. Eastern Time. We'll see you in a moment. Thanks for joining us.